he did in the game? Was there anything that would surprise you about him coming back after the long layoff?
No, I guess not. I mean, he looked good. You know, he took a couple pretty hard hits and was fine with that. So other than that, I don't know if I was looking to be surprised, to be honest, but he just looked good. You know, he had pretty good rhythm. Thought he fumbled the ball more than usual, and I think that's natural. You know, because no matter what you do, you can't practice the speed of an NBA game. And, you know, so I thought that was the only thing that you saw him as far as missed time. His next thing, you know, he made shots, but his next thing is to make multiple shots in games. That'll be next.
He had a kind of a hard collision with DeAndre.
Yeah.
And he was kind of feeling the shoulder after that. Any residual problem from
No,
that?
he's good. You know, next day he was in getting his treatment and shooting. And yesterday's practice, we went really hard. And he went through the whole practice, so he's fine.
The obvious answer is probably JJ, but who's going to benefit most from this time off after Sunday?
Oh, you mean on our team?
Other than you.
I think the coach, personally, I think he will benefit terrifically. I don't know. I mean, Blake, clearly, him and DJ have played the most minutes, so I would say both of those guys. You know, DJ you never feel he's tired, you know, in a strange way. I don't think I've subbed DJ maybe once or twice all year because I said, wow, he's out of breath. You know, he looks like he's never tired. But Blake at times, you know, he's getting beat up physically on the floor, and, you know, he's running at the pace that he's running. So I would say he would benefit the most from a break.
DeAndre has never played this kind of minutes before.
Yeah.
Does that add that to the fact that he doesn't look tired? Do you have to be even extra careful to say, maybe I got to pull him back some?
No, I'm not, I mean, he's 24. I don't worry about DJ that much, to be honest. I always laugh, and, you know, I'm not joking, but all of a sudden over the last 2 years, everybody's worried about these minutes, you know, that guys play. And I keep going back in the book and looking at Michael Jordan averaged 40 minutes a night for his career almost. So, you know what I mean? And all of a sudden now minutes are an issue, you know, and I don't look at it that way. I really don't. I think age is an issue more than minutes. And I don't prescribe to the baseball where there's, a pitch count and you know, have a certain amount of pitches in your whole career. I don't really prescribe. I think everybody's different. I think some guys handle minutes great and some guys don't, you know, and I think you can visually see that. Even on our team, you can look on the floor, who can handle 12 straight minutes. That's what I think is far more important. Personally, and that's if I have to do something better the second half, it'd be that, not the amount of minutes. It's I don't like the 12 minutes in a row thing, and we've done that with DJ at times, and we do it with Blake almost every night. That's something that we have to do a better job in the second half of this season, or whatever half of the season it is.
Is that kind of an underrated thing about DeAndre, that he's able to play with energy for that extended?
Yeah, but I still don't like it because there are things that you can see, like in our transition D, after about the 9-minute mark, is not as good. Well, they've been on the floor for 9 straight minutes. Maybe that's the reason, you know. So I think there are things that I don't like, and but I don't think I've taken him out once that he hasn't asked, you know, I'm good, or he'll say, I'm 24. He reminds me a lot that he's fresh and he's fine. And that's a good thing. You know, I think that's refreshing.
Doug, you played Oakland tonight with Spurs, the first 2 games after the break, 2 teams that are in front of you. How do you look at the seeding standings? It's called the halfway mark. You really only have 27
Yeah.
games left.
Honestly, I don't know if I ever look at it. I always ask, like, if I look at it, does that make me do something different? You know, am I going, I better coach different today. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I look at it like if I'm walking by something and I see it, I'll glance at it and I'll say, oh, you know, but it still doesn't change anything. The second half of the year, it's not the second half. It's easier to say, unless you guys can come up with the exact equation that I can say the 38% part of the year. Yeah, after the All-Star break, it's a race. You know, bottom line, it is.
You put that up in, I mean, it wasn't there the first part of the season.
Yeah.
The innings, was that a coach?
Can you answer that?
It was an equipment manager.
Yeah, thank you. I didn't know it was there until somebody else told me. So, and it's the same thing honestly in Boston. It wasn't there and then somehow it appeared. I guess there's an equipment manager union that they have to have it up at some point. I don't know what the hell that thing is, but you know,
People do things without your.
yeah. Those they can do all they want. Yeah.
You guys have had pretty good success against Portland. Is that style that they play? It complements what you guys?
Well,
do?
that's in the past, and nothing is in the past that matters. You know,
Right.
this year we're 0-1, and that's the way we look at it. So
Right.
whatever's happened in the past is the past. They were a non-playoff team last year. This year, I'm positive they're going to make it. I just got this strong feeling that they're going to be in it. And they're going to be really good, and they're going to be a team to reckon with. You know, they're good. You know, and they've been healthy. Tell her just a minute. All right.
Doc, considering the timing of this break though, and your amazingly ridiculous schedule the last few weeks, I would assume this is really sort of good timing for you guys to.
I guess. I mean, I like I say, every coach I talk to complains about the ridiculous schedule they're on. So I'm just a long line of another one. You know. Yeah, but I know. But I'm just saying. You know, everyone does. You know, Thibodeau was in town. That's all he talked about is how, you know, their schedule is awful, and then you look at the Spurs. They're on the rodeo trip right now, and they come back out of one. So. I think everyone gets it at some point. Rest is always nice, no matter when it happens. Take advantage of it. And that's the way I look at it.
In the past, have you used the few days off, not only to get away, but you evaluate some of the things that went right or wrong in the first half of the season?
Yeah, but I don't think I think we do that all the time. I mean, I think that's what we should be doing. And I hope we're not just waiting for the break to do it. You know, I think every night, I mean, that's why we watch the game, you know, after the game and then watch it again in the morning, because we're evaluating not the players, we're evaluating ourselves and the players, you know, and the whole team and where we can go and how we can get better. We should always be in the journey to get better. I mean, that's important for us. We haven't made it yet, is the way I look at it as a group. And so we have to always be on that journey.
I'm probably asking the same question a different way. When you walked in here 6, 7, 8 months ago, you took a look at what you had, now you look at where you're at. Are you satisfied, or would you even admit that if you
I don't know if I'd admit it or not. I don't know if I'm ever that. I don't know what that is, satisfied. But you know, I guess I'll take it. Is that okay? You know, and by the way, you worded it much better than some of the other guys have worded it, so that was a very nice way of saying it. But I'll take it because that's all I can. I have to take it where we're at. But satisfied, I would say no, would be the answer. We have to be a better team. We have to be a better team in a lot of areas. We know that. And the great part about the team, at least the way I feel about them, is they want to be. They want to improve, and that's good.
When you are sitting there, like in the 76ers game, is it difficult not to just, the TV cameras are on you all the time, is it difficult not to, as this aerial show is going on, everything's going right, to just say, not to say, wow?
Yeah, that's a tough one. You know, I haven't been on that, but you know, that you feel for the other coach in that one because they're young and he's coaching as hard as he can. You know, and they're on the All-Star break. You know, that's how you felt like in that game. You know, so those are tough ones. And then you know you're worried about your team in those games too because they get so loose. You know, and the way I always look at those games is how quickly can I get all of them off the floor, not just the starters. Let's get this game. I jokingly with the refs, please, no more, no whistles, nothing. I don't care what you see, don't blow it. Let's get out of here because you know when you get a lead like that, you start relaxing and injuries and all that stuff.
So in a game like that, you find something to worry about.
Yeah, exactly. Good point.
Doc, how would you evaluate yourself this year from the start? What have you learned about how you've had to evolve with this team that maybe you wouldn't do with another team?
I don't know. I mean, I think you learn every year as a coach. Hopefully, we all get better, or at least I do. I don't care about the other ones, you know, for that matter. But and in this case, there's a lot to learn because I don't know anything. You know, I didn't know anyone on our team, any of the players. So you're learning and you're getting better. That's what I like about this team. I think we're all still learning each other, and that to me is a good thing, because that only means you can only keep getting a lot better.
When you play a team that's in the second night of a back-to-back, do you make it a point to tell your players to approach?
No, I hope they know, number one, and it doesn't matter. You know, I think guys, the back-to-back teams there are some tough ones. We had one against them, you know, after the Golden State game where they were sitting and waiting for us, and we played pretty well, you know. So you don't worry about it. You know, there's every once in a while there's a game where a team's played 4 and 5 and, you know, on a road, and you can hear people talking about it, but you still have to come out and play. You know, guys, I tell you, NBA players, they find a way to figure it out, whether they're fresh or tired, to try to win that game. And if you try to play different because of that, you're probably hurting yourself.
You had 2 long trips and all of the guys who have been hurt. The fact that you guys have gotten past that, has that made this team closer?
Yeah, I think. I mean, the trips do, because you're stuck on the road together. So that always is that's a good thing, the way I look at long road trips. You know, the injuries are what they are. I think we won't know if it's made us better until later, you know, when everybody's back and back into their normal roles. Then we'll know if it's made everybody better. But right now, I'm just trying to get everybody on the floor. You know, it'd be nice to have our starting lineup on the floor in consecutive games. We just haven't had that, and we won't have it tonight. So, you know, but no one cares, you know, other than us. So we just have to, you know, keep moving forward.
Doc, it's interesting that you played them 7 weeks ago or so, whatever,
Yeah.
right after Christmas. So you haven't seen them for this
In a long time, no.
I assume you watched that game on film.
Yeah.
At any point of watching that film, did you say to your staff or to yourself, wow, we're different now in this way?
Yeah, it's funny, whenever I look at we just had another one. It was actually the Miami game. We played them the first game of the year. And then when you looked at the film, getting ready for them, you're like, well, that team is just totally different. The trust, the defense, the rotations defensively are night and day. I mean, when you looked at the first Miami game, if they had shot the ball well, they could have had as many threes as they wanted in that game, the way it looked. And then, you know, so we've improved in a lot of areas. Yeah, that's good.
What do you see from Portland this season that's allowed them to emerge as one of the better rebounding teams?
That's the trade. You know, it's rare when you can just point that trade, change them. But Lopez, you know, he didn't get a lot of credit because he does all the dirty work. But moving Lopez to the 5 and I almost always say Garnett because that's how you feel. Aldridge to the 4 has freed him up to be him, and it's made them big. It's made them long. You know, Batum at the 3, Matthews at the 2. They're a big basketball team, and it makes them good. Thank you, guys.